Hello, guys. Welcome to the podcast where we friends discuss about global events in context to India. Today we have Nimesh and Mayur with us. Guys, our docket is also full today. So let's get started with our docket. Let's get started with our topic. So our first topic is somewhat of a sad news. Recently, uh, we confronted tragedy that has struck India. Recently, there are more than 20 children, all below 5 years, have
31.
died. 31. Oh,
Total 31. No? Count is now
to,
31.
to, okay, count is 31. So total 31 children, all below 5, right? All below 5 have died due to the death has been linked to a contaminated cough syrup. Uh, Predominantly a molecule with diethylene glycol (DEG), which is also used as an industrial solvent. So, if we can go through some brief points about this. So, the current crisis revolves around the contamination, which has been mentioned like a diethylene glycol. Uh, so, what the test has been shown that the permissible limit to the DEG is more than 500 times than that of permissible limits in those cough syrup,
Wow.
which cause acute kidney failure and serious brain damages, uh, which has been consistent with the symptoms of DEG poisoning symptoms. So the lab test has also been confirmed. So the I think the what is the brand name? Cold Reef, right? Yeah,
Cold
Cold
riff.
Cold Reef. Yeah, the syrup was been manufactured by I think Srisan Pharmaceuticals, which is based in Tamil Nadu. The company's owner has been arrested, and I think some I think drug inspector has been suspended in both the states, Rajasthan and Madhya Pradesh. So it's typical the cause and effect scenario, like the some incident happened and government blames all the scenes went and arrests some people uh, like that. Also, the important point is the WHO has also sought clarification whether this contaminated syrup has been exported to other countries or not. Right? Yeah. So guys, these are the broader events and broader points. So what is your take on this killer cough
Yeah, this
syrup?
has been a recurring issue. Like this exactly same thing happened in 2023, where some Indian cough syrup pharma cough syrups to
Africa.
exported globally to
Yeah.
other countries, and there were deaths in Africa, in
Hmm.
Uzbekistan, I guess, as well.
Uzbekistan,
So
Gambia. Yeah.
globally there were Gambia. So globally there were deaths because of the Indian cough syrup poisoning. So yeah, this is a recurring issue, and it looks like we haven't solved this issue yet. So there are regulations for these cough syrups, and the companies are supposed to follow those regulations, but looks like nobody follows, and nobody checks whether the companies follows this regulation or not.
Exactly.
So yeah, something that we should definitely solve. If we want to be the pharma of the world, that's the Indian goal, that we want to be the pharmacy of the entire world. This can't be happening, right?
This can be
Like
happening.
cough
Right.
syrup can't be killing children if we want to have a strong pharma industry in India. So this is really disappointing.
Yeah. It spoils India's reputation, right? In
It's
the
already
global
quite
context.
bad actually.
Yeah, it's already called bad.
The
Exactly.
the reputation of Indian generics worldwide is pretty bad. It's known that the quality is not maintained, and that there are basically no quality controls essentially. Indian pharmacy companies, the smaller companies, just export really bad medicines all over the world. Renbexy and those companies, the issues with those companies have exposed that even bigger companies like
Hmm.
Renbexy, um, they try to just bypass all the not just the Indian regulations, but also global regulations. When they export to US or other countries, US FDA demands certain regulations to be followed,
Mm.
and they just fake documents. They just fake all the trials and everything. So I think we are really sloppy in a very critical industry. Pharma is supposed to be a very critical, safety critical industry. You can't just be sloppy there. So
Exactly.
yeah,
True.
it's bad.
Exactly. Also, I think the inspection were carried out in the I think plant of Season Pharmaceuticals, and it revealed pathetic condition like unhygienic storage, rusty equipment, unlicensed, uninvoiced procurement, and them filthy conditions, not fit for not fit for even to eat and drink. And
Wow.
how do you make even medicine there?
Yeah, that's
It's
disgusting.
shocking.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Shocking.
Yeah. Actually, I also read about this instead of this like ethylene glycol, like the ingredient which has to be used was a propylene glycol thing. But what they do
Mm-hmm.
is like since that's to go it to go for a cheaper no cheaper
Mm.
version, they just try to use it as a adulterated version, and maybe like they don't have good inspection and all, so the one which is received itself is like contaminated. The contaminated one they start using it, and
Mm.
actually this ethylene glycol is used for the industrial thing. It's
Yeah,
not specifically even for the medicine at all. But though like they both look like similar and all, so they try to use to save some cost. I think these pharma companies and all, they should, I don't know, the quality should be the first thing. I think if the cost is one of the things, I think they should increase the cost if required, the cost of the product if needed, you know. But selling this thing and that to child, and even if it is not a child, this pharma company or this segment itself is such that it's people
Yeah.
would have been going to doctor to get some medicine, but the medicine itself is a poison. There
exactly,
can be
exactly.
nothing worse
I
than
think these
this.
companies are really the only differentiator they have is cost. Like they are the
Exactly.
only
Yeah.
good thing going for them is that they sell at a very cheap cost and they undercut all the bigger companies, bigger brands. So they really try to cut costs and cut corners everywhere. But
True.
there should be some level, right? It's fine to try to
Mm.
compete on cost, but you can't be using
And
adulterated
they should
Yeah.
components and
shut their factory if they are not able to meet it.
Yeah.
yeah,
Exactly.
yeah. But then this raises the question that how are they able to sell all these and who is supposed to uh, make sure the quality is good? Who is the quality controller here? I think government at some point should have
FDA,
some
yeah.
quality control, right?
Yeah.
No,
Government is the
what I
quality
read,
control. I
like
think that's why the drug. I think drug inspector and
FDA.
randomly, yeah, checks this
Oh,
routinely check
one.
this factory also, and I think whatever drugs comes in the state, that also has to be inspected by a drug inspector. So I think
But
yeah,
I think this is all corrupted.
And
Essentially, the
yeah,
thing
entire
yeah,
is
system
like
is
exactly.
corrupted and nobody does anything.
in this particular case, like ideally the frequency is once in a year. It's mandatory, to be checked by FDA. Like so,
Hmm.
whichever the person who checked now also, his responsibility wise, like in his area, like whatever his scope is,
Just once a year.
once a year he has to check. It's an external check. Internally they would be doing more, but there's like an external check to keep the certification and all.
Internally, they
Yeah,
won't
they
be
are
doing
not
anything.
doing. Yeah,
If the
but now
industry is
in
so
this particular
filthy and
case,
everything.
like there was no check done from last 2 years. So
It's not even once a year.
he didn't even visited. Yeah,
Yeah.
and just after this, there are visitors. So I also read in the news like people are also like this FDA, the people who are related to government, they should also be sued. So they
Yeah,
should also be
definitely.
held
Yeah.
behind the bars. They
Yeah,
didn't
why
do their
just
job.
suspend the
Yeah,
inspectors? I think there should be a case against all these irresponsible
true.
government employees who cause deaths, right? So definitely there should be some action against them, not just suspension.
Yeah, that's what. They should be behind the bars actually.
Yeah, definitely. I think cough syrup, the government inspectors might think that cough syrup is such an simple medicine that it does not require thorough inspection. Maybe they will be inspecting fever medicines or other medicines more thoroughly, but cough syrup, they might think that this is very simple and they just don't check all these, and that might be leading to, yeah,
Like this,
that might be
the
creating the issues.
in this particular case, the impact was on the children's. Okay, but I think this drug thing is such itself is such a thing that even if it is adult,
Yeah,
people dies. We have seen that, right?
yeah,
So I think that is like one of the worst thing in this particular case. And even if I talk about in our home, like we actually buy lot of drugs, or I will say lot of medicines. Now the thing is, there is always a cheaper version. Actually,
mm,
I buy that. Okay, let me. The main ingredient is same. The main
mm,
API is same. But even the chemist also tell me that the pharmacist, I will say, like
mm,
the difference is with respect to the quality, like how they have prepared the same quality, or like I also read like why the because I just saw like one of the medicine which I buy is like 400 rupees for 10, and the same
mm,
medicine I can get in 130, 140. It was like a huge difference, right? Like not a
mm.
so, but it was like the filler, because ideally the medicine have only one thing which is important, like API, like active
The
ingredient.
active ingredient,
Yeah,
yeah.
but the rest thing, like they can use whatever they want. It's just to fill that particular
Mm,
thing, and other functions need to be done, but it doesn't play a major role. So, but on
mm,
that particular case, so this particular syrup was also, the propylene glycol is not an active ingredient. It is just to have a proper dissolving of the main active ingredient which is being used. So that way, this so that was so that's the reason they can play in that particular thing, because they don't have to write it in their thing, like, because if we buy a medicine they will only write active ingredient, so we don't know what are the other things behind that. Yeah.
yeah.
Also, Mayur, I have read that they have used a non-medical grade, yeah, like non-pharmaceutical grade.
Yeah, it's
For,
so interesting. Yeah.
yeah. That's why it was not pure or something else. That's why this contamination happened. Yeah,
Correct.
So
because only
even if this is written on their ingredient list, but if they're using just poor quality
equal
ingredient,
quality.
then
Yeah,
Mm.
you won't even know when you're reading the list.
But
This DEG won't be listed at all, right? They will just list the other glycol, which is
correct,
okay.
correct.
hmm.
Yeah.
But only thing means I was also thinking like, so this particular medicine would have been there in the market from long, right? But in this particular batch, I think things would have gone very wrong.
But you
I
can't even
think
have a
such a
single wrong batch, right? In
true,
case
true.
of
Exactly.
medicines,
So the quality control,
you,
that's all. The quality
yeah,
control which is
because people
required.
will just die. If even a
Yeah.
single batch is contaminated, people will just start dying. So
Actually,
you
as
can't
per
have.
the rules of FDA, lot many restrictions are there. If you go through the, because I was, some of the people are there. Like even if you make a foil which is being used to cover the medicines and all, so even those particular industries are also have to follow very good hygienic pest control. All those things are very much important with respect to when it comes to medicine, and also the packaging industry, nearby industries which is linked to medicine. So on paper rules are very very strict, but I think following those rules, uh, the leader of the company organization, he should actually take it, but people just bypass it. I was saying that.
But that's the typical story in India, no? On
Yeah.
paper, everything is perfect. Everything is
Okay.
all the rules are there. Everything is there. But in practice, nothing is followed.
Nothing is
And this
implemented.
is yeah, nothing is
That too which
implemented.
is
So
like
this is
known,
very dangerous in
that too which is a
pharmacy and
known
this kind
issue,
of
I
industry.
will say.
Yeah.
What Nimish was mentioning, which has already been done, the same issue, the same reason.
Exactly. Yeah.
uh, it's like
Yeah.
so wrong.
And
I
after
wonder,
that, I
like,
think there was an issuance from government, like don't prescribe this cough syrup below the 2 years of age. Right? There
Yeah,
was
I
an
think
yeah, there was an
doctors
But
also
then,
just
advisory.
prescribe, yeah, cough syrups as if it's, yeah, there is no harm in taking cough syrup. So they should also be careful in prescribing cough syrups to like newborns or very young children, no? Yeah.
Actually, during this time only, my daughter fell sick. So our doctor also prescribed her the cough medicine, and I think we fed her the cough syrup one day, and after that second day we heard about that news that
Oh
all
God.
the kids were died. So so it
Yeah,
shows
it's
it
scary.
shows how much, it shows what kind of impact does it have. So we
And
totally stopped.
typically,
Yeah,
yeah, and typically you don't go to a pharmacist and ask for different brands, right? Whatever doctor
exactly.
writes, you just
Yeah,
get those
yeah,
medicines. If
exactly.
doctor is writing some random low quality medicine, even you won't even know that. You won't
No,
even know
yeah,
there's a better alternative out
exactly,
there.
exactly,
It's not
exactly.
up to the patients to make sure they get the proper brand. It's up to the doctors to
hmm,
write proper brand. Or I think we should be doing that now. Whenever we go and buy medicines, we should ask for a proper brand of cough syrups or any kind of
Yeah,
syrup,
exactly.
or maybe other medicines as well, if those medicines are known
but
to be
this particular case, like, one
contaminated.
doctor was involved. Like, he was the one who has prescribed a lot. So whether means
No, but he was prescribing
since
this since 2 years. Like he's saying that he's prescribing since from for a very long time.
okay.
So this cold reef is, I think, is also a very common cough syrup in India. So doctor would not know, right? Doctor
Hmm. Yeah, yeah, definitely.
won't know which batch is wrong, so he will just prescribe
Hmm.
something.
I think like in this pharma and doctor have a nexus, right? They
Yeah.
they give the commission or cut to the doctors prescribing certain brand. So I think this is high time that this nexus between pharma and doctor should be looked upon, and it should not be that such low quality medicines are prescribed, and the kids, small kids are dying. So that kind of case should not occur, right?
So,
I
but
think
the
that's a
doctor,
secondary problem.
yeah,
The pharmacy
the,
and doctor nexus is a secondary problem. Like if all the medicines out there in the market are of good quality, then there
Hmm.
won't be any issue.
Yeah.
true.
The first problem, the primary problem is the bypass of all these laws by these companies and just
And they
simply no
know
quality
that they are
control.
bypassing. See, the thing is also they know
Everybody
it's
knows.
like
Yeah,
purposely being
yeah,
done. It's
yeah.
not like someone has, actually they should do in such a way like, okay, please do our audit, please see whether we have missing something, if some expert is coming, and in that way. But it's like other way around. They know that they're already missing, and they just like, that's how it is happening now.
Hmm.
Exactly.
I wonder in all these non-critical medicines like cough syrup and fever, and they are critical medicines because you need them for some ailment. You are suffering from something. But like vitamins and all the supplements, you won't
Exactly.
even know what the
Yeah.
active ingredient is or if it is even there, right? You will just keep eating some medicines, keep consuming some medicine without even knowing the impact of that
With
supplement.
this, I just remember like if you see like maybe like to some very local doctor, they will have some three different colors of medicine
Yeah,
when
yeah,
we were in the child. Now they are
Yeah.
prescribing, but earlier they used to give it. Like
Yeah.
they used to
Exactly.
give some random medicine like this. Okay, what is this?
and they give that medicine to everyone,
Yeah.
irrespective of their problem, their symptoms. They will just prescribe
Just
red,
like what
white, yellow to everyone.
Nimish was mentioning, like whether it is there or not, we don't know.
Yeah, yeah.
Exactly. Exactly.
I think the takeaway is that for cough syrups, definitely go for good brands.
Yeah,
Make sure,
I
like,
think
check what your doctor is prescribing and ask for an alternative or ask for a better brand. Because these
after.
cough syrups are known to be this
Mm,
problematic.
Yeah.
Maybe there is issues with other medicines as well, but this cough syrup is a recurring issue. So for cough
Exactly.
syrups, for especially, we should be careful when buying medicines over
Or
the counter.
don't feed the cough syrup to, I think, children below two
Yeah,
years. right?
Yeah,
See,
for
but
very
Nair,
young
if it
kids.
is
Yeah.
being
Yeah,
made for pediatric only, see, that's all. Like,
yeah,
we should
this,
not
yeah,
be very much. So
but
what,
this
like,
syrup was
we need
also
to.
this syrup was also for pediatric you use,
But
right?
yeah, so that's all. Like, this is. See, the quality issues and all is coming at the background. Okay, so that is there. But if you think like the same kind of syrup which is coming from a very good company,
Hmm.
so because some, see, you cannot be directly withholding also, the use of medications, because like
Yeah,
it
but
is more like the person, like during the COVID, many people didn't take an, in this vaccine. Okay, it's good they didn't got infected, it's good, but many were like that, like with because of vaccine. That is true also, but what I'm trying to say, like, you cannot be that much against the medicine also.
yeah, but
Only thing is
yeah,
we need to have
I
a
got your point.
good thing,
I
because
got a point, but
yeah,
what I'm saying is, if it's not too much critical, like
yeah,
many
we
parents,
need to monitor. Yeah, that is
yeah,
true.
many parents will prescribe cough syrup without even consulting the doctor, and even if a slight cough is there, they will prescribe the cough syrup to preemptive the the
Like,
coughs and all. Yeah,
usually,
that kind of.
see, usually if someone is, see, doctor's work is to prescribe. If you are going to doctor will not say, right, okay, okay, don't do anything, or just do your home
Doctors.
remedy. Doctor will never say, they will prescribe some medicine. That is what I think
That's also an
there.
issue actually.
Yeah,
That's a
Huh?
bad problem in India.
it's not necessary. Our doctor
No,
does prescribes only
That's
when
good.
there's cough too much, like he energy, like he see the lungs,
That's
the
a recent change, I think. But earlier, every doctor used to just prescribe something,
yeah, yeah,
and that's a practice because that is established because patients also expect something. You're going there and you're paying 100 rupees, and doctor says, "Now go home and it will
agree. Yeah,
get cured by itself." And
true.
patients won't be happy. They're paying something and they want something out in
exactly.
return.
I think
Yeah,
this is a very right point which is
yeah.
mentioned by him. But my only point was like, there are 2 points which I was going to say. Like, one goes to doctor when something aggravates. So usually, like, just in a single cough, now people are going. That's a different thing. But usually people try to do some home remedy first, and it
That's cough
doesn't work.
syrup, no? They self
Yeah,
prescribe
Yeah,
cough syrup to
that
themselves
should
without
also
consulting the doctor. Yeah.
that should not be there at all. So that is the first thing.
Because
actually,
the
actually,
pediatric
actually,
cough syrups also, there is a dosage limit on that, right?
Yeah,
So
those
if
are
you are
limited.
just
yeah, it's based on
feeding
the
your
weight.
child
Yeah,
multiple cough syrup spoons every few hours, that's also dangerous.
true,
Actually,
true, true.
I have been guilty of the same. I too fed the cough syrup without a doctor's prescription. Yes, sometimes, but yeah, now I will. I think after this incident, I will take
Uh,
more
but
care.
but with doctor prescription also, just take care.
No,
Yeah,
no,
So
yeah,
I
anyway.
will.
no, my point is, like, we need to see the symptoms. So my point is, I am not against the medicine. First, that I am saying, because my child is having suppose a child asthma. Okay, so we need to give him a steroids
Yeah,
inhaler.
But
asthma.
But
Yeah,
I'm
but
just
asthma
saying,
and
your
all is
your
no, no,
different.
examples are
no, but
no no
it doesn't come on the first day. So we tried different thing, but like we say, like, okay, steroids is not good, but only after that particular thing, because it's again a dosed meter. We know that, how much to be given, or like something I'm saying, like, which should not
no
be
but
done ideally. But
your
if you don't
examples
do,
of vaccines and steroids and cough syrup, like comparing them with cough syrup is not correct. I think cough
Yeah,
syrup is just
exactly.
a first of all, it doesn't cure your cough. It's not a
Yeah,
cure. It doesn't cure the root cause. It just
exactly.
makes your symptoms mild.
It
So it's
suits the airway passage.
suits the airways, and it maybe it also has sometimes um,
Drowsiness
what's
effect.
it called?
Drowsy
Drowsy.
effect.
Yeah. So it will make you drowsy and it will make you sleep peacefully. So it's more for soothing the symptoms. So it's not really critical. It's not required as such. Your
Exactly,
cough will
exactly.
have to be cured or automatically by your body after some days and so on. So comparing vaccine with this is not fair, in my point.
I'm saying about the mindset basically. I was not comparing the medicines. It's more about the mindset I was talking about. That
Yeah, you
to
completely
not,
stop using these
yeah,
medications
what,
for
suppose like
because
just
something is
because
dangerous.
suppose her child is there, if she's coughing too much, but we'll be like waiting, like no, no,
Yeah.
no, not to do at all. That's something I'm against of. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, but that's also okay. If a child coughs too much, and if you don't do anything, that's okay. What coughing is a natural phenomenon
Everything is
that
natural, yeah. Increasing
let,
of
let,
temperature is a natural phenomena.
let me
Okay,
let me speak. Let me speak. Coughing is a natural phenomena which exerts the phlegm which in the lower respiratory tract, which it I think spit out. That the cough syrup doesn't do anything. It suits that passageway so that the child can feel okay. That's the main thing. Like Nimi said. So if even if we don't give cough syrup like I did here, it no I think there was no change. There was no she cough. I think some did, but now it's okay.
Yeah. I think the only problem is if you can't sleep because of the cough and it impacts your sleep, and then there are those kind of secondary effects of cough, then maybe there is some help of taking the cough syrup. But eventually it will get cured by itself. Your body will
true.
have to heal it.
Actually,
I think even in case of fever that you're saying, Khan, that fever is also a natural response of body.
Yeah,
Um, I think even there, sometimes doctor don't recommend like fever
exactly.
medications. If the
Yeah,
fever is mild, I think very high fever can damage
exactly,
your body
exactly.
parts, like your kidney and liver can get damaged if your fever is too high for a very long period. So you have
Yeah.
to get it under control. But for mild fever, the body has to cure it itself.
I think
Sometimes giving medications don't help.
many good doctors prescribe that what what do you give of the paracetamol
Paracetamol.
only when the temperature reaches 101 or 102 degrees.
yeah, true.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That's what like so. So ultimately, if the temperature reach up to 104, also it is actually in the curing form. But it's so high, we need to do some water thing, all those
Yeah,
things
you
to
have to do
bring it
something
down.
about it. Yeah.
But we cannot, or maybe like at the end some medicines.
Yeah, but I agree with Mayur's point. Like sometimes, like the
Well, I'm
traditional
saying not
Indian
a
mindset is
blind
to
thing.
not
I'm
go
saying.
for medicines at all. Like,
That's what
yeah,
I'm not saying like
yeah, the
blindly take
traditional
it.
mindset is do some home remedies or
And
go
it takes
for some
time. I'm
Ayurvedic
telling you,
medicines, and
home remedy takes time.
yeah,
yeah. It takes
but
time,
it's
Many
fine as
people,
well.
no, no,
but
no.
but
I'm telling you, Nair.
no,
Many time because we don't go to doctor,
but
it's very late.
but I am explicitly saying for only cough
Okay.
and
Yeah,
no not
Yeah, I
anything
think
else.
okay. For
Yeah,
cough, it's good.
yeah, I think my
For
point is
cough,
exactly.
also the
it's
same.
yeah,
Only
yeah.
for
Yeah,
cough syrup.
only
I
Like
for
agree
cough
with
cough
cough.
syrups
syrup.
are known to be problematic,
Exactly,
and
exactly.
there are these recurring issues with cough syrup.
Correct,
And cough
correct.
syrup is not that critical, so only for cough syrup have this mindset. But I think in general, Mayur's point is more fair
Yeah,
that
yeah,
people
yeah.
just shun medicines out of fear or out of some, yeah, they don't
Yeah.
want this allopathic medicines, something like that, and that's not good
Yeah,
as well.
that's also not good. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Also, this cough syrup, this cough syrup, I think it doesn't solve
Say,
any problem. The
yeah, yeah.
if you look at the ingredient like bromide, it it's
So,
more or less a I think what the drowsiness medication to sleep better. That's its main function. I
So I
think.
think that's the main problem as well. Like you can't
Yeah,
sleep when you're
yeah,
coughing, and the main problem
exactly.
is sleep. It's
Sleep.
not
Yeah.
really the coughing, but it's just you want to sleep, and that's what it's trying to solve.
and see, like some cups are like that. It helps to pass the cups. It makes it
Yeah, I think
thing.
it
It will pass
relaxes
in the
your
stool
passages.
like that. And some syrups are like it will make them vomit. So the cough gets out. So they don't know how to take it out. So those kind of things are there. So again, those things are not actually working, but they're helping to remove the cough. And there are like many things, no dry cough, wet cough. We don't know all those things. So they how much it is filled, how much chest is filled. Sometimes we don't know. We will think like okay, it's not that much filled, but it is too much. It gets too much. All those things are there. But definitely, we need to work on the symptoms. Like we need to see up to what level the symptoms are. If you take some medicine, take some good brands medicine. That's what I understand now.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I think feed the medicine to kids only when it's absolutely necessary, or
True.
especially for the cough syrup, right?
Agree. Agree. Right.
Yeah.
Right. That's
Try,
very
try,
right.
try, try, try for 2 3 days. If it doesn't help, then it's okay to
True.
feed the cough
Agree.
syrup. Yeah. So let's close the topic. No? Shall we close the topic?
Yeah.
Let's move on to the next. So the next topic is related to India's western borders, not western, yeah, somewhat of a western region, border region area. So
Hmm.
recently, the technical mission in Kabul has been upgraded to full embassy of India. So after the Taliban took over the Afghanistan, India didn't have a proper embassy there. So India had a technical mission, and right now it has been converted to full embassy status. So it signifies the strengthening of ties with Afghanistan, and which is the critical for regional security of India, primarily based on the counter-terrorism and regional or some geopolitical balancing here and there. So this upgradation of technical mission to full embassy status comes at a time when the uh, Afghanistan's foreign minister Amir Khan Mutaki has been is in New Delhi. So I think he came to New Delhi for the especially for the negotiations and uh, regarding this. So what I think before this Afghanistan took over, India has been in India already had a diplomatic relation and quite good relation with the
Hmm.
Afghanistan government, right? India, I think, rebuilt their parliament, and there's been the major donor there. I think more than $2 billion have been donated to Afghanistan for rebuilding and various development projects. Uh, so regarding this, uh, what the main concern of India is regarding counterterrorism and terrorism emanating from Afghanistan or AFPAC area, which affects India, right? So the Afghanistan foreign minister has explicitly said that any Afghan territory will not be involved involved to for terrorist activity against India. So they have explicitly said that that our core security concern will be addressed, and it's a good. I think it's a good step.
Hmm.
Further, I think last yesterday, I think Pakistan also attacked Kabul, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, strategic and geopolitical chess is in play.
True.
So what do you think of what? So what do you think about this? Mohit?
Yeah. I think this particular, it's a very good upgraded step. I will say. So from long it was trying, and now it is able to get into this full-fledged, I will say embassy. I think India has a good benefit. Few of the major things like with respect to, I also heard about one highway which will bypass the Pakistan fully. So it
Yeah,
will again, so it is a good step because anyway we don't have a very good relation with Pakistan, and to have a direct relation with Afghanistan, like we'll be able to have that particular project in place, and definitely there will be good diplomatic relations now. With respect to this thing, since the involvement will be further improved, I will say, and Afghanistan is also will be having a good benefit, and also like with respect to some terms, I think India will also be training their police and all those things, as one of the thing. apart from definitely investment and all those things. And Afghanistan is also asking the Indian manufacturer now, to get into their thing. The
Yeah,
only
I
thing,
think
the only one of the risk is like, I will say, since the volatility is very high in their governance, and Taliban, like, means it is not fully accepted by everyone. So
hmm,
I also heard like they want to get into an emirate. They want to get a status of an emirate, individual, separate emirate, something like that. That was also it's just within the same line or it's a different one, but I think those things are there which needs to be looked upon.
exactly. And also, I think they have massive mining opportunities, right?
Yeah,
That area is rich in minerals. So
yeah, correct.
I think India will also explore the mining possibility there, and our renewed focus is on Central Asia, that Kazakhstan, Uzbekistan, that stance, and other Central Asian areas. So we can't we right now there's no direct connectivity between India and Central Asian countries. It it is through Pakistan only. So if so after this diplomatic normalization, I think we will be able to more easily access the Asian regions through Afghanistan.
But
That's
how will we
also
access Afghanistan?
Hmm?
Because Afghanistan does not have a port. Afghanistan is also landlocked, so it may
yeah,
not help much. Maybe
yeah, through I think through Iran, through Chabar port, and
hmm,
from there to Afghanistan, and from there to
yeah, could be there.
that has been the strategy of India. But still, the Chabar port is also very, I think, complex because due to the, I think, the US sanctions and all. So there's also complexity there. But uh, the main route is through that only Chabar to Afghanistan, Afghanistan to Central Asia.
I think it's good to have a good cordial relation with Afghanistan, irrespective of their leadership, be it Taliban or whatever.
Hmm.
Um, I think both India and Pakistan always have this policy of enemy is our friend kind of a thing. So we should make sure Pakistan, Afghanistan stays an Indian friend and not an Indian enemy. We can use it strategically, even if we don't want to use it, but it's good to have it on our side.
Exactly. Also, the
If Pakistan
dichotomy
will
is
try to,
yeah, the dichotomy is India doesn't recognize the Taliban government, but still
yeah,
has a diplomatic presence there. So it shows how important Afghanistan is there for security and other geopolitical concerns.
yeah, and it,
Because till now we were I think wary of recognizing Taliban. Like we have some higher moral ground. Like many Western countries recognizes Taliban, right? Even after all this, all they did to Afghanistan, they still recognize Taliban. So India, it's high time that India also recognizes the government also, so that
but we do
the
know we have done
no,
that
no,
already, no?
no, no. I
Not yet.
think we do, yeah, we don't recognize Taliban government, but after this visit of Prime Minister, we have uh, normalized diplomatic ties. Technical the technical mission has been converted to official full embassy of India.
Yeah, and we can't ignore the reality, right? They are the
Exactly,
power holder there. So that's the Afghanistan government. That's we can't really ignore that, be it
exactly,
Taliban or whatever. It's the same with Myanmar. The
exactly.
Myanmar military leadership.
But
That's the reality. They are the leader there. So
but
we
in
have to work with
Myanmar,
them.
but in Myanmar, our stance is different. Like
It's different. Yeah,
only we recognize Myanmar's Janta.
yeah.
Everyone else didn't
Because
recognize it. Yeah,
yeah, I think we are taking the practical route there because
practical
they are
route.
our
Yeah,
neighbors and we have to work
never
with them.
exactly,
And there is infiltration happening from Myanmar to India. So
exactly.
we can't be hostile to the government there. But
Yes.
I think we have to make sure that we also uh, push for our principles. Like we don't compromise when it comes to, say, in case of Afghanistan, the women's right or whatever the principles we respect. We should make sure we try to communicate to the Taliban government that these we stand for these principles. So we don't agree with Talibanis there, even though we have cordial relations with them. We don't agree with some of their approaches. So we should not compromise there
Yeah, but
in terms of
yeah,
our
but
principles.
that amounts to only lip service, right? If we put money where our mouth is, then there will not be any cordial relations.
No, but we
If
should not support Taliban government. So right now we're supporting, so we are creating libraries, we're creating medical centers and CT scan centers and those kind of things, right? So
Hmm.
we can have that kind of relation,
Yeah,
but we should not fund the activities that will eventually
yeah,
lead
yeah,
to
exactly, yeah,
the activities that are not in line with our principles.
yeah,
So maybe just have the relations, cordial relations, and try to fund the activities that will improve their situation, and try not to fund the activities that will make
exactly,
the
yeah, yeah.
lives of
That
Afghanis people worse.
yeah, that has been our position since many times, right? Uh,
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
ideally, means the embassy was earlier also there, right, in
yeah,
Afghanistan, but
yeah,
only like after Taliban takeover, we had to shut it down.
yeah,
So I think for the people of Afghanistan, so I don't know, like as an embassy, different countries' embassy, how they help to the people who are staying in that particular, so that maybe like it's a more detail need to be looked upon. But so India would be already supporting the people of Afghanistan in a way, and I think post this shutting down, still they continued using this technical mission. That's what I understand. Like,
yeah,
so even so, they didn't let the Afghan people completely, get since post this Taliban, they didn't let Afghan people completely get rid of this support. I will say, or a humanitarian help. So they still continued it, and okay.
Mm.
So now again they are now restarting as an embassy. I think. Okay. So
Yeah.
to
more
make even more.
to yeah,
More.
to expand on your point that the people to people connection between India and Afghanistan has already been there because many students from Afghanistan study in our university, right? They have quota and many go back and they carry the goodwill. They carry goodwill of India in their hearts. So even if some Indians go there, I think I saw some video where some travel vlogger was traveling in Afghanistan in his bike, and when the Taliban guards asked for his passport, he said, "I am an Indian." So he said, "Indian, oh, brother." So there's still some goodwill even among Taliban also because Afghanistan Taliban are also Afghanistan, right? And so they know that Indian people, Indian government help them, so
Yeah.
the goodwill is there.
Yeah, and typically that's how you can bring change from outside, right? The real change has to happen from inside. So if you want to change Afghanistan's policies or Taliban's mindset, that can't be done with force or that can't be done. The Western way of doing this is just like imposing all the sanctions and this and that. That does not really bring about change. The real change happens when you try to change the culture of the local people in friendly ways, like creating
Exactly.
libraries or like the education transfer that you were talking about. Students coming here, getting educated, getting exposed to other forms of ideas, other kinds of principles, and going back and carrying all those ideas to Afghanistan. That's how countries change.
Exactly. So, anything else to add, Nimish, here?
Have you discussed the Pakistani strikes on Afghanistan, the recent strikes?
Yeah, there's not too much discuss. Yeah, we discussed the strikes, but
No, the timing is
do
really critical, no? Like
yeah,
the
exactly. Yeah. That's the
when they are,
Pakistani timing, right?
yeah,
If Modi visits Pakistan, then Pakistani army attacks
yeah.
Indian borders, and if Afghanistan's prime minister, sorry, foreign minister comes here, then they attack Afghanistan.
Afghanistan is getting attacked. And Pakistan is now trying to follow our approach, our strategy
Yeah,
of air bombing
about me.
terrorist
Exactly.
terrorist areas. But yeah, I think Afghanistan has always had this issue with Pakistan, like the Pakistani, the northwest frontier border that is always out of control of the Pakistani government. So they will always struggle with that border and with the Afghanistani leadership and the terrorists there.
So I think to give you a summary of this topic, I think India's upgradation to upgradation of technical mission to full embassy in India is a welcome step for the national security and other geopolitical consideration, and it's a welcome step in also recognizing the Taliban government, not in their vision per se, not in their vision or what they think, but inform that they are the government in Afghanistan in that way. So
Yeah,
right.
it makes sense. Yeah.
So guys, our next topic is UK's Prime Minister visits India. The recently UK's Prime Minister, accompanied by a large delegation of business, academic and cultural leaders, has come to India to strengthen the bilateral relationship and following the signing of free trade agreement between the two nations. Think which we have already discussed that. So uh, the major highlight of this visit is regarding CETA, the Comprehensive Economic and Trade Agreement, uh, which I think intends to boost the trading between the two nations to double by 2030. And I think majority of this visit is related to job creation also. I think SME, small and medium enterprises, greatly uh, will be greatly helped, uh, and many more jobs will be created. Also, one important point is the UK Prime Minister has said that all the universities of the UK will set up their institutions here. I think campuses here, will establish campuses here, and I think one is already optional. So it's a
Oh
very
yeah, there
good
is
thing.
one campus in Delhi. I forgot the
I think
university.
Cambridge.
Not Cambridge, but South. I forgot, but it's a famous university here, and they have a
Exactly,
campus in Delhi. Yeah.
exactly. Also, one critical aspect is I think India and UK launched the phase two of critical mineral supply chain observatory, and which is they which is, I think resilience of supply chain after this China and COVID shock.
Hmm.
Uh, yeah. Also, some military. I think an agreement is reached to integrate Indian Air Force flying instructor into UK's Royal Air Force training programs, which will further enhance military to military connectivity. So I think this is the first time I think the UK's Royal Air Force has integrated India's training flying instructors to their instructors so that there can be synergy and in training and other aspects.
Yeah.
And also I think some points which are discussed as I think some three major Bollywood movies will be shot in UK and
Nice. I
other
think all
other
the
thing.
countries are trying to hedge their bets against the US and China. They don't want to
Mm.
have very critical dependencies on both the countries now.
Yeah.
So, yeah, Trump and China both have managed to bring all the other countries together, and we should be doing more of these. UK, I think UK and EU especially, they are also facing some form of economic recession or economic stagnation. So they want to really try to engage in more bilateral trade and more have more of these kind of trade agreements with more and more countries, and they are now looking towards India more because they don't really want
Exactly.
to really depend on China for everything. So all the countries are also now looking towards India because India is a big market and India could replace
Exactly.
China in some supply chains. So this is a welcome step, and I think we should just keep on doing these kind of agreements with more and more countries. Yeah.
Exactly. Exactly. Do you want to add anything else which I may have been missed?
Yeah, no, not really. I think I just want to we should make sure that we are not, this should be a win-win agreement. We should make sure we are negotiating from a stronger point and not from a point of weakness because we have this 50% tariff from US and we are trying to
Exactly.
desperately come up with some agreement with the UK. We already have some agreement with UK, but we should always negotiate from a point of strength with all these
But I
countries.
think the main export to UK immediately will be, I think, the Scotch whiskies and premium segment cars, which is okay, right? It doesn't disrupt any Indian
Yeah, it should be a win-win
manufacturers.
agreement. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. They should definitely win somewhere, right? They can't just
yeah,
allow all the imports from India
yeah,
and not
exactly,
really export
exactly.
anything. So they will export something, and if these are complementary exports, it's a win-win. Yeah.
Win-win. Yeah, right, exactly. So, I think the price of alcohol will fall after this.
Sorry.
Hmm.
I think the price of Scotch whiskey
Yeah,
will fall. I think, yeah, due to competition, right?
but I
Why are
think
you focusing on Mayur? Like Mayur is famous for
no,
his
no.
Scotch whiskey
But
taste, or
I think even in the free trade agreement, it was excluded.
What?
Scotch
No,
is,
no, Scotch.
yeah, it was like not immediate because in the free trade agreement, rest of the things were immediate, but Scotch whiskey was like over a period of time, so it was not immediate in the free trade agreement also.
I think Scotch whiskey is immediate. Rest are no.
No, no, because there was a meme like that. Okay, like don't be that happy, since so that's why I remember that
your reference is a
Okay.
whiskey
meme?
was a meme or whatever you consider
So your source is
source
a
of
meme basically,
information,
yeah.
source of information.
All right.
So that was not there in the
Exactly.
FTA.
Mm.
Exactly. I think they were. I think due to, for the welcoming of Prime Minister, various hoardings were put up. Right, right. It
Yeah,
was.
we
Yeah.
sometimes we go overboard for all these stuff. No,
Overboard.
okay,
Yeah.
it's a
Yeah.
prime minister of some country. Why are you like going overboard
Like
with all the
like hoardings
welcoming
all the
ceremonies?
way. Full road is filled with hoardings and all. Welcome UK Prime Minister. Yeah. It's exactly. It feels tacky, right? It feels like.
Yeah, and it does not feel like you are negotiating from an equal place. You're negotiating as if
Exactly.
some superstar has visited your country and you have to now make a deal and whatever. Yeah,
Exactly,
I think,
exactly.
but
it's a bit too
Nimish is in
much.
UK, right? So I think he would be the
Yeah.
right. Means ideally, even with respect to trade, there is a good possibility. When it since UK itself is like I don't know how much self-sufficient it is, uh, but I
I
think
think
with respect to
UK
India
is
point of view,
UK and both EU. That's what I was mentioning earlier. Both these regions are desperate a bit. They're looking at too much budget deficits and too much economic stagnation. So they're really trying to expand their relations with other countries. And with US imposing 10% tariffs, it's 10% tariff on UK and maybe more on EU. So with all these tariffs, their economy is going to suffer even more. So I think they're also desperate with agreements with India and other countries to hedge their bets against the US. So we should make use of that
Exactly.
opportunity. I think US has
ten,
Exactly.
given us that
but I think
opportunity. That
10% is very less for you. Like I think because I have seen that
oh,
with
that's
all
too
the
much.
countries,
Yeah,
with
but earlier it was zero, I think.
yeah, earlier it
Right?
was
Yeah, it was not.
zero.
Yeah,
Earlier it was zero, but
but
with
when your
most of the
economy is growing
company,
at 1 or 2% and you have this 10% tariff,
Yeah.
that's
uh,
too much, you know? Yeah, so I think it impacts quite a lot. Uh,
Exactly.
and UK may be exporting a big chunk of their exports, maybe coming maybe to the US. So it will impact
Mm,
a lot.
exactly.
Okay.
So, guys, do you want to add anything, or shall we close this topic?
No, I think that's all.
Okay. So, guys, let's now move on to our science segment. So this is the week of Nobel Prizes. So the Nobel, I think the Nobel Prizes have been awarded in five categories. So today, the day that we are recording, 10th of October, the Nobel Peace Prize has been awarded, and it has been awarded to Maria Corina Machado of
Ah, what a disappointment.
Venezuela. For a disappointment.
Machado.
So the internet has been, I think,
I was looking forward to Trump winning and then
exactly.
all the world media going crazy. But yeah,
Well, media going crazy.
maybe next year.
Maybe next year, yeah. And he can say like I'll stop the 7, 10 more wars till then. So maybe a possibility
But I think
of
next year he will
getting.
get he will get next year for sure. I think.
I think he should not
Cause
get until the end of his presidency. We should keep him motivated for this Nobel Peace Prize so that he will keep on doing good stuff until the end of his term.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Incentive and
but he
incentive
cannot
and
become next
outcomes.
time again
Right
president,
incentives,
right?
yeah, right
In
incentives.
US, in US they cannot make they cannot be president year after year next to next year. Like
Yeah, only for 2 terms. But you never know. I think Trump has hinted that he may try for the third term, so he may change some constitutional, s- yeah, some restriction to become go for the third term. It's not going to happen. But I think he definitely wants it.
Exactly. So if we I think briefly discuss about this Nobel Peace Prize, uh, which has been awarded to Maria Corina Machado. I think she received Nobel Prize for tireless work promoting democratic rights for the people of Venezuela and struggle to achieve a peaceful transition from dictatorship to democracy. I think in this press release by Nobel Peace Nobel Prize Committee, they have stated that I think in 2024 also, I think she tried to contest the election, but I think the president didn't allow her, so she supported some opposition party like that. And the Maria Corino Machado met all the three criteria stated in Alfred Nobel's will for selection of Peace Prize. That is, she brought her country's opposition together. She never wavered in resisting the militarization of Venezuelan society and steadfast supporter of democracy in her country. So it's a good
Is
sign.
this so? Are these the requirements in the will of Alfred Nobel? Like,
Yeah.
no,
Some there's some recommend. Not that that particular. If
the
somewhat
pros.
related also. Yeah.
yeah,
I think she was also I heard like means in the same statement. Like even her life was in danger. She didn't run away
Yeah.
from the
Exactly.
country. She
Yeah.
was
Exactly.
hiding in the country. So
Hiding
staying
in the
for the
country.
people. I think
Yeah.
yeah,
that's a big thing, huh?
Also
yeah.
an
It's
interesting
very
fact.
courageous. No? You need courage
Ah.
to
Oh,
stand up to the
exactly.
dictator in your
But
country.
it's like a
Also,
peace, peace with opposition, kind of. It's not like means I don't know how to not
Yeah, I
turn it
think
into
peace
words.
is not
But
literally the peace.
when I read that sentence, it was more look. It was more like a freedom fighter kind of thing, but one ultimately bringing the peace as a kind of a peace award.
Yeah,
yeah.
Um,
Also, one interesting point to notice. I think on her Twitter thanking notes, she thanked the people
Trump.
of yeah, she thanked people of Venezuela and also President Trump for her support to Venezuelan people. So indirectly, Trump has been thanked.
yeah. Trump was mentioned somewhere. he should be happy now.
somewhere.
But I read that the cutoff date was like 11th February. It's like
Yeah,
it was like
yeah,
too much early, right?
yeah.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
why-
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I think nobody told Trump that the cutoff is in 11th February. He's trying forever for this Nobel Peace Prize, and nobody
He
told
should
him.
have done his marketing before.
Yeah, that's what. Like, why is
For
he
the next year,
trying
he
so
should
much
do the
now?
marketing.
Maybe for next year, yeah, but but he was very active in the last week as well, constantly talking
Ah.
about Nobel Peace Prize. Nobody told him that.
And I read
Exactly.
somewhere
He
like
made
the
already.
Pakistan will be like most pissed. Pissed in the sense like they have very much by not getting a Trump as a peace award. I read it like I didn't went to full article, but they will be having some negative impact of that. Yeah,
I think I recently saw the
because they disturbed
clip.
their diplomacy by giving the Trump this recognition
That's what they were
fully.
trying. They were trying to
Yeah.
appease
That's what they were
Trump by
trying.
this
It didn't
Nobel
work.
Peace Prize nomination, and that will no longer work, maybe. But no, that will still work. No, he's can still get it next year.
Yeah, that is there, but that's what I read it.
Also, one clip I was watching of the president of this Nobel Prize committee, and when the reporter asked why that Trump has been campaigning for many months, and what is the reaction to Trump not getting it, so he said that we receive hundreds of thousands of applications from all corners of the world for the Peace Prize, and we study all the application, and we follow the Alfred Nobel's principle of courage and some other word in determining the Peace Prize. So indirectly, shot fired.
Yeah. But Trump will
Exactly,
not. Will not leave it. I think he will still keep on trying.
Yeah,
But
I
he
think
really
that.
wants it.
Yeah, their officer said that politics over peace has won, something like that, right? Politics over peace, something like that.
It's crazy.
White House, the statement from White House itself has come, right?
Exactly, yeah.
spokesperson.
White House also, yeah. Exactly, yeah. Yeah.
And I think now suddenly people are saying, okay, he should be there. Even the countries.
Yep, Putin is saying that they will
Yeah.
not.
Everybody is massaging his ego.
Yeah, everybody knows how to
Putin,
appease Trump.
Putin is. I think Putin is Putin trolling Trump after this.
Could be that. Yeah. Now after the prize has been announced, Putin is saying we will nominate him for the peace prize. Yeah, they might be trolling him. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Russian humor.
Yeah. Yeah.
Exactly. So after this peace
But
prize,
I think
let's
Trump
discuss.
played a good role in this Gaza, right? Gaza and
Yeah.
so
Yet to be
actually
seen. I think the impact of that is still not clear.
because it's like
Mm.
in this particular case it's like fully known. Like so in case of India Pakistan, he was like self-promoting, but it's like explicitly we are denying. But in case of Hamas and no Israel, it's like both are like having this agreement. Like okay,
Maybe
because-
you should join all the episodes. We discussed this
Yeah.
last week, and we all said that Trump will deserve a Nobel Prize if he
Yeah.
really manages to bring peace to Middle East. So
True.
yeah, I think we all agree there. You missed that important discussion. But
Yeah.
Also,
yet to be seen.
if you don't attend, then at least watch the episode.
We only have like 9 or 10
it's,
views.
It's too long to watch. We need to cut it down into reels.
Yeah.
Exactly, we'll do. So after the Nobel Peace Prize, let's discuss the Nobel Prize in Literature. There's not too much information about it. So the Nobel Prize in Literature for 2025 has been awarded to Hungarian author Laszlo Krasznahorkai. So the press release states that for his compelling and visionary oeuvre that in the midst of apocalyptic terror reaffirms the power of art. So guys, do you know about this author Laszlo Krasno?
I think
in our time.
he might be writing his books during Soviet era under Soviet operation. From the description, it looks like that. Hungary was under a
Maybe.
Soviet operation
Yeah,
at
Hungary was
this
in the
time.
sort of person. Okay, okay, okay. Yeah, I think many books he has written, War and War, not War and Peace.
Yes.
Exactly, exactly. It's good.
Nothing much to add.
This, no, yeah, that thing must be. This Nobel Prize in Literature is basically in literature, like in the classical literature sense, like not in the contemporary classical way, right? I think they have some criteria about it.
Mm. Yeah, I think they must have
Eh,
some eligibility criteria. Yeah.
exactly. So, Nimish, uh, what do you want to discuss next? Physics, chemistry, or physiology?
Up to you.
Maths.
I
PCM.
wish there was a maths Nobel Prize. Yeah.
So yeah, let's start with the physiology. So uh, yeah, uh, Mary E. Brunkow, Fred Ramstel, and Simon Sakaguchi are awarded the Nobel Prize in Physiology or Medicine 2025 for the groundbreaking discovery concerning peripheral immune tolerance that prevents immune system from harming the body. So the body's immune system must be regulated so that it doesn't attack our own organ, like it happens in autoimmune diseases, right? So this that discovery have laid the foundation for new field of research, and many more treatments are in the process of being developed. For example, for many types of cancers and autoimmune diseases, I think with the basis of that discovery, many trials are currently underway.
I think they
So
essentially basically understood or they discovered the mechanism with which immune system really works. They discovered these T cells. So
yeah, T cells, but regulation T cells.
yeah, regulatory T cells. Yeah.
Yeah, regular T cells. I think two to three type of T cells are there, which are essential in playing the defense of the body, right? One is the helper T cells, which constantly patrols the body, and if they found any invading microbe, they alert the killer other immune cells, like the killer T cells, who then attacks the virus or antibodies and then destroys them, right? So, what I understand from reading the material was, uh, let's say when our body develops that, earlier it was found out that I think some theory, central immune tolerance, like how the immune system develop is based on the theory of central immune tolerance. What they have discovered is peripheral immune tolerance, which, the basis of which is I think the regulatory T cells. So Nimish, do you want to expand on that?
And I don't think I I have maybe less knowledge than you on this topic
He
then.
can
Uh,
he can explain us on chips
yeah,
very well.
yeah,
Yeah,
but essentially I think yeah, T cells are what I understand. I just understand T cells and how they are related to autoimmune diseases and uh, under-regulated immune system. So T cells essentially are the main cells who identifies the foreign cells and foreign bodies in your body. So they can differentiate between foreign elements and your own cells, and they can kill the foreign cells. Now, if the T cell misidentifies your own cell as a foreign cell, that's essentially autoimmune disease, where
yeah,
the T cell thinks that your own cells are foreign cells, and they try to kill those cells, and that's autoimmune. So the immune system is killing your own body. So T cells have to be the regulation has to happen properly to make sure T cell does not malfunction in that way. Now, if
exactly.
it's the other way around, if T cell does not identify the foreign cell properly, and does not kill the cell, then it's your immune system is not working properly. So it's uh, it's allowing diseases. So it's like repressed immune system, which so cancer is also one form of that. So cancer is malfunctioning cell in your own body. It's not a foreign cell, but it's a malfunctioning cell in your own body. It's your own cell. But T cell or immune system should ideally kill those malfunctioning cells as well. So when your immune system does not recognize your cancerous cell as as an improper cell, it does not kill it, and the cancer cell just expands and spreads, and more cells become cancerous eventually. So if immune system goes wrong, you can get autoimmune diseases, you can get cancer, and you can get all these different kinds of problems. So immune system is really critical there. So the regulation of T cells, I think these people discovered how they get regulated and how they
It's a good
essentially,
discovery, yeah.
how they
Also,
manipulate.
what I have read is if say let's say immune system malfunction, so why there is not a widespread malfunctioning of immune system, right? Why there is a widespread, why there is not widespread autoimmune diseases? So what they said is there's there's some test for the immune system during the early stage of our birth, like before our cells, yeah, when the
Yeah.
baby is in the womb of the mother, there's some test, and if that cell, let's say it fails that test, let's say if it identifies that that its own organ as some foreign entity, then that T cell will be killed.
Hmm.
Yeah, and that functioning is done by certain protein, some protein. So that kind of regulation they have discovered, and they have I think experimented also with rats, and what they have found out. So that has many more implications, and many second and higher order
I think
implications.
they
So
discovered some gene that does this regulation.
yeah, some
I read some.
CD25, right?
Yeah,
Protein, some protein,
some protein,
protein or
and
gene.
maybe also the gene that encodes for that protein. Yeah,
Okay, yeah,
yeah. So yeah, pretty interesting. Immune
interesting.
system
Exactly,
is known to be one of the most complex systems known to humankind. Like immune system is really
exactly.
very
Yeah,
complex, and yeah, it's also not very well understood like the other systems. So only recently we
exactly.
have
Yeah,
discovered all these mechanisms, and we are still understanding it properly. That's why we don't
still
have
understanding. We
very
are still
strong.
understanding very small aspects of
Yeah,
immunity, right? The whole immune system as a whole, it's still not understood, right?
yeah, yeah, definitely. That's why we don't understand autoimmune diseases much. Like we don't really
Exactly.
know how to
Autoimmune
treat them.
cancer.
Steroids and those kind of
Rabies.
medications.
Okay, we know the cure, but still, once it is fully rabies.
Yeah, all the diseases, yeah, how to activate our immune system against all these viruses, and for in case of autoimmune diseases, how to suppress our immune system or regulate our immune system. We still are figuring out all these issues. Like very simple diseases like allergies and those kind of autoimmune disorders. We don't even know the cause of some of these disorders.
Exactly. Yeah.
Also, like Crohn's disease, which is a gut autoimmune problem. We don't even know what the cause is.
Even if you ask, like
Yeah.
I have seen, like suppose recently, my wife got unwell. We asked like, what could be the cause? Said we don't know we can't say on the cause, but let us work on the. They were like, let us work on the symptoms. So
Yeah,
means
that's
because
how
why this
yeah.
would have happened till yesterday she was fine. What suddenly would have happened? But
Yeah.
that there can be many things we don't know.
Yeah, I think the
Exactly.
Western medicine, they sometimes they don't try to treat the root cause, they just try to treat the symptoms. And
Hmm.
yeah,
Or else they will try
that works
everything.
until some
They will
extent,
try
but it's a flawed
everything.
approach.
Or else I also like they will try in all the things, Something will work. Something
Yeah,
will work
yeah,
completely.
that's the basis of allopathy, right? That's the basis of allopathy.
Yeah, you
Symptomatic
do clinical
treatments,
trials, and
clinical
then
trials.
you see the efficacy of the medicines on the symptoms. Uh, the real root cause finding happens in all this research. I think the medical field just focuses on treating symptoms, and in many cases, we just don't know the root cause. So you can't wait
Exactly.
until you know the root cause. So you have to treat the symptoms
Hmm.
anyway. So they just try to treat the symptoms and uh, relieve patient from the symptoms and not really treat the root cause. But that's what we can do without knowing the root cause, right? So not bad either.
True.
Exactly. In physics for 2025 has been awarded to John Clark, Michael H. Deverett, and John M. Martinez. Right. When they have demonstrated that the quantum world, the quantum properties, which normally is applicable to very small particles, has been made concrete in big enough system which can be held in hand. Right. Like they have used the superconducting electrical system, which could tunnel from one state to another as if they are passing through a wall. So, like if you throw a ball into a wall, you're sure that it will bounce back. And if that ball, I think, goes to that wall and go to the other side, that kind of effect is what I'm referring to as quantum tunneling. So, and also they have conclusively proven that the system absorbed and emitted energy in packets, like in some packet, which is the basis of quantum mechanics. Like in quantum mechanics, the particle emits energy in packets, in light, in doses. So I think both the criteria is satisfied. So I think it's a very good
Yeah.
uh, theory. So Nimish,
I think this is the basis for qubits in quantum computer today. Like qubits
exactly.
became possible because of this macroscopic tunneling phenomenon that they discovered.
Mm.
I think you explained it very well. Like before these people, quantum tunneling was only observed on a microscopic level. So as you observe, like there is literally a barrier between two superconductors. So there is one superconductor, and then there is literally an insulator, a barrier through which the particles should never pass in the classical physics way. It's impossible for particles to cross that insulator. And then there is another conductor on the other side. So these people showed that with this barrier in place, uh, information in the sense that quantum state or there is something passing from this barrier.
Energy.
Yeah, something passing from this barrier which in classical physics should not be possible to pass. So, and this was done on a macroscopic level, as you said, something that you can hold. There are like big superconductors in you can hold in hand, and the state is in a macroscopic sense. So it's not just a single particle, that is single atomic particle like electrons or photons or like small particles that is tunneling through this barrier, but uh, a group of thousands of particles are in this coupled state. So it's like thousands of particles getting tunneled
Exactly.
in a
Exactly.
single coherent quantum state. So yeah, no idea what all
Like
this
here,
means, but
what is this like like energy quantization, something like that? If we talk about the total, in the electric circuit, if we talk about the topic of this award, so it is like, like like microscopic quantum mechanical tunneling and energy quantization in electric circuit. It's like that.
Energy quantization means they emit energy in packets.
Okay.
it's not continuous. So they emit energies in discrete
Exactly.
levels.
Discrete
It's
levels.
quantized. It's quantized. So they all these effects. It's not analog. It's quantized. So yeah,
Good,
the
yeah.
the energy that they observed in the superconductor, they measured everything, and at macroscopic level, that energy was shown to be quantized in
So,
some discrete
so
levels.
last time when we discussed, this we were talking about this computing, and also it was more about solving the issues and solving the problem, like what no, last time I was mentioning that within this particular seconds you could solve this some equation or whatever. It's more about computing kind of thing. So,
Hmm.
so what all things are like where it
Good.
is used,
That's
where
the
it is used
application of
actually.
yeah. That's the application of quantum mechanics at play.
Hmm.
But here what the researchers have I think shown that the earlier it was believed that the quantum mechanics or the quantum realm is limited to only very minute particle like atomic or subatomic particles. Here the researchers show that the superconducting material behave as a unit like I like in this this I think the material I read something interesting is that when like a normal iron rod when the electricity passes through that the electron move in that manner, right? The electrons behave like an like say water, not in the not in the traditional sense like let's say let's say it flows through water. It doesn't flow, but let's assume that it flows through water. But like the individual electron flows. But what in this superconducting theory, in this superconducting, suppose the superconductor, the I think a couple, the electron and electron behaves as a couple. Like they believe this an they forms an individual entity. Normally, electrons does not interact with other electron. They are very I think self they don't come in contact with other electron. But in the superconducting state, they fuse to form one entity. If that's if
Yeah.
that can be
So,
Yeah.
imagined,
Yeah.
and the whole superconductor behave like a single entity. So that's some interesting thing I read in this.
Yeah. In this case, the entire
Okay.
superconductor is in the same quantum state. Like it's a
Yeah, exactly.
single.
Exactly.
The entire
Yeah,
thing is just
exactly, exactly.
in the same quantum state.
so this is
So I
more
think
kind
that
of a
was
material thing or what? Like it's
it's
more
more
related to
material. Yeah, I
material.
think yeah, it's all material science, solid
Then
state physics, and it's all
this doesn't
quantum
go into
physics.
chemistry kind of thing, right? Material ka to, it's only about gases
No,
and all.
it's more fundamental
Yeah.
than chemistry. Yeah, it's not.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's really like electrons, and it really at the
Yeah,
physical
yeah, yeah.
level. It's physics. Yeah.
And this semiconductor and superconductor और इसमें क्या फर्क है यार? The
More,
basic question है.
no, let's say the classical physics, right? The Newtonian mechanics is what applies to, I think, very like the realm of our realm, like the microscopic and that kind of realm, bigger realm. And this quantum mechanics and quantum theory applies to the very atomic and subatomic scale. So
Okay.
these I think researchers have shown that quantum mechanics also exist in a realm of this classical Newtonian mechanics. Not always, but yeah, they can be made to function as a quantum state in this classical world also. That's the main takeaway I think from here, right?
And that's what made qubits possible, also, right? The
Yeah,
whole quantum
exactly,
computer became possible because of this discovery. And
exactly.
yeah, you need superconductors, and for that you need to go to very low temperatures and everything. So it's a very controlled environment, but still in that environment, it's possible to have this unified quantum states at a microscopic level. So still pretty interesting. Yeah.
Hmm.
So
Exactly.
so quantum computer is an application of this discovery. And with quantum computer, then you can do many other things. So
So
that's
now
I think
like
the application level.
okay.
Yeah.
So when did they do this work? Well, basically, if they're getting award now, so what the like it would have
1985.
been years of.
This was done in 1985. This was discovered.
85, 85, and I think many decades, right? Like I think two decades they have worked
No, I think
on that.
no. These experiments, I think, were done there then and then
All
concluded then.
all the experiments. Okay.
I think that
So
after that, the whole quantum computer
so
possibility
so they're getting
emerged,
award
and
now.
Yeah, exactly.
in Nobel Prize, that's what happens, right? Typically, the discovery
That's what
happens
happens.
maybe 30, 40 years ago, and then they see the impact of that discovery on real world, on our
Wow,
world.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's great.
So it's not
So
just
the one,
the
yeah.
interestingness of the discovery. It's not just the discovery is very unique, but how it
Impacts.
impacts society. That's what they look for.
Like suppose for the peace award what we talk about. So when did those things happened? If you have any info, like when is
Yeah,
the like,
Peace Award is different. Peace Award can be given to contemporary topics also. Like Barack Obama got one.
Yeah.
So Peace
And
Award is
Peace
different.
Award is
This
was also added later. It was not there
yeah, added
originally.
later.
So Peace Award has different criterias and different requirements than the these traditional
hmm,
awards.
okay.
Exactly.
So yeah,
Yeah,
if
this
if
quantum
they are
realm,
not
this
alive,
was
then the
Hmm?
people who did some research, if they're
Hmm.
not alive,
They can't get it. This can't be awarded posthumously. So that's one of the earlier, like original requirements of this award, that people have to be alive. That's why Gandhi could not get Nobel Peace Prize. So Gandhi was nominated multiple times during his life for Nobel Peace Prize,
hmm,
and yeah, then he died. So in that year, when he died, they left the Nobel Peace Prize unawarded in his respect,
oh,
mm,
that he should have got the Nobel Peace Prize, but he didn't, and he died. So they just did not award it to anyone in that year.
so it was like awarding to
yeah.
him only, but no award.
Yeah, but
Mm,
who's lost? No Nobel Committee or Mahatma
Definitely
Gandhi?
Nobel Committee's loss.
Basically,
Yeah, it raises the question on their authenticity. Like if Gandhi can't get a Nobel
authenticity.
Prize, then who could? So who are you
Exactly,
awarding to?
exactly,
Right?
exactly. I was saying it was uh, this whole superconducting element and has which has an insulator in the middle can be imagined as a switch, right? It's a switch that's in off position, and it has a barrier so that it can be turned on, right? And what this experiment says is the switch turns on even if there's a barrier. So that's for the imagination that can be imagined. There's a result of experiment, right?
But
Yeah,
when
yeah,
the switch is off, means there is not even a connection, right? Or okay, or it's a
yeah.
connection and
That's
we
the
are just
surprising part. Yeah,
no, it's not like
yeah.
insulation, right? The switch means just a analogy which you are given with respect to switch.
Mm.
But yeah, it's still a good one. Maybe with resistor we
Basically, there
can
is
say
no
something.
path.
The
There is no
resistor is
path
not.
from, yeah, from going from one end to the other end. So there is nothing. There is no
Yeah.
path. So insulation is basically, yeah, making sure there is
No,
no
but you said
classical
right, like
path
there is some
for the particle to go from
layer.
here.
But you said like there is
No
some
layer,
layer.
no layer. Let's assume, let's say that
Means
both are different material. Let's say both has been separated by some uh,
so you're saying that
physical barrier.
so the electron or what like this quantum or the superconductor like it will flow without any resistance. Is it something like that or like
It's
since you
something
said
like
like
No,
that.
that
no.
Yeah, it
there will
basically
be no barrier.
can cross the barrier and reach the others
Read
other
the yeah, yeah.
part. In fact, this is not at microscopic level. This is used every day, like the flash memory that we have in mobile phone and all the
Hmm.
devices. It uses this tunneling effect in practical devices, but this is microscopic tunneling, not this macroscopic that these people discovered. But in memory, flash memory, like the 2 TB, whatever memory we have in mobile devices, each memory cell is using tunneling, where there is a barrier, and electron is not supposed to pass from that barrier to the memory cell. But due to quantum tunneling, that electron actually passes, so at a very high voltage, and they create high voltages in these memories, and then the some electrons can pass through this barrier. The barrier is also very special. You have to create that kind of barrier which will allow tunneling at lower voltages and so on. But you create this special barrier, and the electron literally passes through that barrier and gets trapped there. Now it can't come out.
Okay.
At
Okay.
lower voltages, it can't come out. So once you store something in this memory, the electron has passed and got
So
trapped in this
is
memory
it
cell.
like a
Now
kind
if you
of a
switch off the power,
okay? No, is it something like a
now if you
non-written
switch off the
wall?
power to that memory, those which kind of wall?
Non-written wall kind of thing. So like we can non-written wall VALV wall. Suppose like you can put the air, but
Non-written wall.
yeah, it will not come out. You can just
Oh, okay,
put
yeah.
a kind of thing.
Yeah, it becomes like
More
that.
you're,
Right, exactly, exactly.
more
It
you're
becomes like
breaking
that.
up.
Like a
Lag or
non-written valve in pneumatics and all the other
Plumbings.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
plumbing and yeah. So so once that electron crosses that barrier, so classically electron should not be able to cross it, right? You made somehow with high voltages to cross it. Now once it crossed it and it got into this memory cell, now it can't come out because it's trapped there. So classically it can't cross it, so it's just trapped there. So now you can switch off your power supply to the memory device and it will still stay. So it's non-volatile. So when that's how we essentially store bits in mobile devices and in computers. So you can switch off, your battery is completely drained. Still, it retains all the information because the electrons have been trapped with quantum tunneling in those tunnels, in those memory cells. So that's how all the flash memory operates. So this quantum tunneling is not just some scientific curiosity or some interesting physical phenomenon. It's used practically every day in all the devices. Uh, so yeah, the macroscopic is used in quantum
Science is like
computing, but
Microscopic.
microscopic is used everywhere.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's pretty
yeah.
pretty
Very
weird.
tech,
Whoever
very
invented
tech.
this flash memory must be a genius. Like, yeah.
I also got to know about this workings of flash memory today also. So something new I learned today.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
So guys, let's discuss about chemistry now.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Susumu Kitagawa, Richard Robson, and Omar M. Yagi are awarded the Nobel Prize in Chemistry for Nobel Prize in Chemistry 2025 for the development of new type of molecular architecture, which is the metal organic framework, which contains large cavities in their molecule in the structure, so that molecules can flow in or out of the structure, like the lattice. What can you imagine? Lattice, and there are many holes, and some molecule can pass or pass through or can be contained in that structure. So many interesting applications, such as to harvest water from desert air, to extract pollutant from water, and to capture carbon dioxide, and store hydrogen, are some of the important applications of this molecular organic frameworks.
Mm.
So if we can imagine a home, like a home, but for home, not a home, and sort of small apartment, but for molecules of water, which can be a good description to describe this
They can only capture
method.
certain molecules, but not others. Like they will only capture
Yeah,
the molecules that
you
fit into
can
that shape of that cavity, something like that.
you can create any architecture as per you want, as per the molecule you want to trap, or as per the molecule you want to exit out. You can
That's
create
quite
your own
powerful, no?
architecture.
Yeah.
Exactly. It's very interesting. I read the whole
Like
thing. It's
like you mentioned, for water purification, you want to capture all the pollutants and all the non-water molecules. So you basically
exactly
create structures that can capture everything else apart from water.
everything else. So one interesting thing I read is the main I think the earlier I think in 1984 this Robson, right, Richard Robson, he was teaching his chemistry class, and he was asking a student to prepare the structure like the lattice of the atoms connecting each other and forming a structure. So to create this molecule, you have to put hole in this tennis ball, right? But you have to put hole at certain angle or certain places where so that it can fit perfectly, right? So the idea of this came to the researcher at that time that the atomic position that the hole where this two atoms can connect like the bond they make, it's an important way to think about how this structure of the molecule happens. So
How does this work though?
so
Like, how
the,
do they create this metal cavities? Like, do they do something with the metal to
yeah,
create this structure?
actually it's more of an use that like suppose a carbon is attracted to form four attached, right, and they can modify that agreement so that instead of some very compact structure like diamond, they can create molecule which is more hole in the structure, so that it can chemically trap or chemically purify the water like we discussed.
Yeah, change the way they
Yeah. So
form the bonds and basically change the structure of the lattice
yeah, yeah.
by
The
somehow.
main thing is the lattice. The main thing is the molecular arrangement, which has huge cavity. Like the normal molecule has very tight, right? A solid structure is a very tight molecule. You can't pass water through it, right? In the macroscopic scale. So what these researchers and others have created some molecule with massive openings in them, not massive as we can see like in
More
the molecular
storage,
scale only. Yeah,
storage,
and that can be suited to any needs. You can create your own
tube
molecule
them.
for your particular need also, so it's very powerful, I think.
This
So we
reminds
can
me of
store any kind
proteins.
of gases
Essentially,
in them.
proteins are like,
Exactly.
yeah, I mean, we can create different kinds of cavities for different kinds of gases, but proteins are essentially, the shape of protein is very important. It's a molecule where its shape is really it allows protein to bind to other kind of proteins and so on. So
Hmm.
they can bind to certain molecules but not other molecules and so on. So the entire biology works because of that. Different proteins have
Exactly.
different functions because of their different shape. This also sounds similar where the molecule has a different shape which allows different properties, trapping of gases or other
So
molecules. And,
where is the exact application currently for this the one which for which this Nobel award is there?
Let's
Application.
application we will discuss. Let me expand on this topic more. So the earlier the researcher has stated some structure like some organic structures which was not stable and we didn't have any application as such. So and after some iteration, he created some structure which can trap water. I think the zeolite has the same functioning, which can absorb material or gases. Uh, so many people ignored this. If we have zeolite, then why do we need the molecular structure? But after that, the other researcher, which also got Nobel Prize, he created that metal plus organic framework where by the structure, the let's say the lattice, the room was also flexible enough. Like say if the suppose if water goes to that, then its shape changes. and if water is removed from it, then also the shape changes. Like it's flexible.
Hmm.
So after that, it's for this the shape has to be very small, like 1 2 gram of this MO molecular organic framework can can I think filter at least football size field. So that kind of change the application game. Yeah, that kind of change the application game. So now we prefer. So now people started to yeah prefer that this MOF kind of thing.
It became reusable after this, I guess. You can reuse.
Yeah, reusable and efficient, right? Zeolite can't. It has very large scale, right? Some 1 2 gram of MOF can put whole of the tennis court size of air or water in,
My God.
Oh,
can
okay.
filter that. So
Not reusable,
But
but
how
yeah,
come?
it became more efficient. Yeah.
efficient, exactly. Yeah,
No,
yeah.
but
More it's
I have
molecular,
just
right?
said, but like you said, 1 2 gram. It's if you talk about the
Yeah.
volume. So like how like does it bind with the air also? Like what is air? I
You
don't know.
don't have to. You don't have to fit the whole volume of air in that. You have to fit what you want. Let's say you want to purify the water for the pollutant. So the whole pollutant can fit in that small 1 2 gram of MF. That's what I mean.
Okay.
Typically, the pollutants will be only
Okay, I got
1
it.
ppm or something like that. So it will
1
be.
ppm. Yeah.
Okay, okay.
So
I
there
got
are
it.
too many air molecules, but only
So,
fewer
but you are
pollutant
saying like
molecules that you want to capture.
if when you said the analogy of the tennis court, it's like if that 1 2 gram will be having an impact up to that much of area. Is it something like that? Like
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
It will impact the whole area of this tennis court kind of
Okay.
thing. Yeah. Exactly.
If you want to purify, for example, the air in that volume, you can purify with just 1 2 gram of material because it will capture all the pollutants in that volume of air.
So that's how does
Exactly.
this
Yeah.
this okay this
Yeah.
Normally,
filters does so is it work in that way? Like air conditioner have a small filters kind of thing. So the air passes through. It's not, but it's more for the bacteria like ppm. What you said, right? Pollutant. Very minor, small level
yeah.
also.
The air filter which you're referring is for the I think macro filter, macro particles like dust and soot and that kind of thing. What we are talking about is
Okay, I got it. Okay, microbe.
molecular. Yeah, you got it
More
right.
fine-grained pollutants. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. I
But
got
some
it.
air filters somewhere might be using MOF. Maybe not in the air conditioners, daily air conditioners, but somewhere where you want to purify, you know what you want to remove from the air, and maybe there are MOFs to do
exactly.
that.
Custom made, but it's still in its infancy stage, right? It's not, I think, commercially available.
They are not used in water purification yet.
No, they're not used. I think it's still in its infancy stage, and more and more structures are getting built. So the main key point is the structure. What you want your MF to do, you have to build around that thing.
But then it looks like the impact of this invention is not clear on society. Like it's in the early phase. But maybe the idea itself
Yeah,
is so innovative that they deserve it, even if
but
the
I think
impact is still
this,
not clear.
but but the what the researchers and what the experimental researchers have proven that it can be done. Like the rain, the like they have extracted water from desert air, right?
Yeah.
So this is the proof of theory, right?
Yeah. So it works basically.
Exactly. Yeah, it works. It's good. I think it's innovative, something new,
Yeah, it's quite interesting.
right? So
Maybe
guys,
that's how I think if you see, maybe since like with this one, like like we have various sensors kind of thing. I will say maybe detect like suppose gas detector or something like that, so they can detect whether there is a presence of this gas or not. I don't know whether that will
Yeah, that's what I was
Yeah,
thinking
yeah,
as
yeah,
well.
yeah.
This
that
kind
will
of
work.
gas detection,
Application.
and
Yeah,
but I think they work on a
yeah.
different. They are more electronic sensors. They
Electronic and spectrography, right?
yeah, they scan. Um, yeah, they
This can
scan
the
the air somehow.
reflected from molecule, like they emit a light and they sense what is reflecting from the atmosphere, and from that
Okay.
basis they say whether it's nitrogen, oxygen, or that kind of thing. What is the mixture? I think so, right?
MOF looks like it's not suitable for sensing, but more like capturing, like more purification and capturing kind of applications where you want to capture something from some other thing or purify something from some other thing. So maybe if you want to
Yeah, but
keep your Hmm?
yeah, but you can also tweak that, nah, right? You can also tweak that to build sensor. Sense your
Yeah, right. You
sensor
can build, yeah,
will,
you
yeah,
can
yeah,
basically capture something, and then if something is captured,
capture
then you sense
exactly,
that, and you sense the material itself. And if something is captured, then
exactly,
it indicates the
Yeah.
presence of that in the environment. So
Yeah, I think that's
could
how
be
it
exactly.
sensible
will
as
work.
well. Yeah, yeah, interesting.
Interesting
And
times,
this,
guys.
I said like I just
Yeah,
said
this
like
all this molecular level,
blood
yeah,
glucose
molecular
monitoring and
biology,
all.
molecular chemistry is quite interesting. Yeah, glucose monitoring,
It's
right?
some,
Could be.
it's somewhat of an alchemy, right? Somewhat of an alchemy, I think.
Yeah, yeah. The sensing is also possible. That's what. Yeah, the Khan is. Yeah, all the links say that sensors. These are sensors based on MOF. Khan.
Yeah.
Mm,
Yes, yes.
yeah,
I think the sensors are possible. If you
yeah.
can imagine the
No, it
sensor,
is being used
let's
in
say
day-to-day
if you want
basis.
to, yeah, yeah,
That's a
it's I
it's a
think yeah,
big
it's
application you are
possible.
saying.
Oh, then it has impact on society. We know it's not very early
Yeah.
phase, Nair. I think it already is getting used in sensors and
Already.
everywhere. I've heard MOF before. It sounds familiar. Maybe it's something else, but MOF sounds familiar. It could be this.
Cool, guys. So, guys, do you want to discuss anything else, or shall we close this podcast?
No, this was the only understandable prize. I think all the others were maybe a bit beyond our capacity. Yeah.
But exactly. So, guys, let's close this episode.
Okay.
Bye bye.
Bye.
Bye
Good
bye.
night.